dude. Okay, let me go over a few things here. Alright. So, just so I get this straight. During the destruction of the Earth, right, when the white whale was moving out into the universe and everything, all of a sudden there was so much energy released that it created essentially a new universe. And this is funny. Or they were thrown into a parallel universe. And something that I realize is it's pretty much the same that happened during the Klaus experiment. They took out so much energy out of the conduit, probably at the same time, that it just teleported them or brought them into a parallel universe, into the Xenoblade 1 universe. This is pretty much the same in this case, right? And that being in a certain radius, I guess, which also happened to L when he shot at a ghost and a ghost shot at him. The projectiles hit, and in a small radius with those two, he got transported, or was about to get transported, into a parallel universe. But it wasn't enough energy, and did kind of the half thing, and then he was in between universes. Has seen it all the multiverses with those glass shards and everything. So everything is just connected. And this entire thing is just essentially a four-dimensional space, a higher domain, higher dimension, whatever, where also all consciousness or souls or whatever just flow in one beam of light, leading into one singularity, that kind of being in the middle and everything around it just being the multiverse. And this is also originally where Void, which also kind of seems to be Ares Prime, which the Sumerians created, which they created by the help of the conduit, especially talking about those cores. Those cores specifically were creations of the conduit. Those Ouroboros freaking origin looking like cores. You know about what this also reminds me of with the ghosts? And them being essentially like, this parallel universe shouldn't exist, we will eradicate this one. This kind of reminded me of Loki. The Marvel series Loki. Honestly, I know Marvel gets a lot of trash and just trash talk in recent times, but the Loki series was unironically peak fiction. I think the Loki series was pretty damn fantastic, and I recommend everyone giving this series a watch. But with the whole thing with the TVA, I kind of saw a lot of this in here, like in parallel. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's in a way those ghosts creating those black holes without the gravity part, which just dematerialize everything until nothing exists anymore, and this quote-unquote timeline, this universe doesn't exist anymore. It's also wild that Elma just at one point started reading Bible verses, which sounded like, you know, the thing that happens before Armageddon, Judgment Day or something, just the end of everything. That just went from 0 to 100 in no time. That was funny. But yes, of course, while we're also currently at religion, there exists an afterlife. There exists an afterlife, and those golden motes, which we saw multiple times, also when Lao died, just characters straight up going into this universe conscience flow state afterlife. Even though there's a difference between the golden modes and the blue modes. Even though right now I can't really say what the difference there is. But I also, once again, yes, those origin cores, Ouroboros cores, they were creations by the conduit, but they're also somehow related to the soul, the conscience of one person, multiple people, which is probably also the reason we saw them in Xenoblade 3. Like when Mio and Noah kind of started fusing together, those two thingies forming one orb, just one fusion, one being. Maybe it's one being? There is so much more to that. There is so much more to that. I mean, of course, it's also the same thing with Future Redeemed, and them turning into this one being. Like the Ares Alpha. Maybe it was the power of life. Power of the conduit. Pneuma's core. Oh yeah, Pneuma's core? Power of the conduit in a way? Then starting this Ouroboros into Ares Prime thing? Maybe just a glimpse of that power that gave them the ability to defeat Alpha. Oh, this could be nice. That's a nice theory. Man, this is the future though. The thing we saw at the end there, this is the future. I don't think this is the planet we saw in Future Redeemed. I don't think it is. It didn't have those rings. It's a new planet. As some last final words, I do think that the hate that the Epilogue is receiving is completely overblown and unnecessary. The hate comes to 95% from the OG fans of this game that kinda hate the numbered titles anyways, I feel like. I understand that there may be some dissatisfaction on how they kinda left Mira behind without answering questions that they set up through various side quests, but maybe those will be answered in the next game. They are teasing Xenoblade Cross 2 with the whole new world, and it also seems to be disconnected still to the numbered titles. People just hate way too much and have a hard time to just simply enjoy the game and its additions. Like, dude, at least they care enough to change gameplay mechanics, give us an extra story and better visuals, extra songs, and all of that for a remaster. Like, most games, 99% of them don't even do that. And some Xeno fans are still complaining. Don't get me started on the million posts where people complain that the story isn't on par with the numbered titles, even though everyone and their mom has been saying that this is the case. It's like people complain about Hyrule Warriors, saying that it isn't like a Zelda game. I met those people, and I'm just wondering, do these people, do they make any kind of research before buying a game? It is absolute insanity. But, oh well. There are quite a few interesting things still left to be discussed, but I'll do that in a separate video. I have a good idea for a video that I'll be working on a little bit later, when more people have actually finished the game and its epilogue. From the limitations of having 6 Ouroboros cores with the 6 cores that you've seen in this game, and the conduit from the Sumerians being purple instead of green, and quite a few more things. You can make quite a few theories about these things, and I'd like to take advantage of those new story things we received. And yeah, I just wanted to throw that in here. There is so much more we could unpack here, man. But I think I'll call it a day here. I actually have to go to bed now, it's kind of late. Okay folks, I thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have all a fantastic rest of your day. I wish you all also a great weekend. And I see you all soon enough. Goodbye folks. See you guys.